Hello, good evening, everyone. A very happy new year to you all. I warmly welcome you to today's session, the second webinar of this year. The topic of our discussion today is Decoding Cyber Threats, a deep dive into modern threat intelligence. My name is Shilpa Sharma, and I'll be your host for the day. Before we get started, we would like to go over a few house rules. For our attendees, the session will be in listen-only mode and will last for an hour, out of which last 15 minutes will be dedicated to Q&A. Also, admissions are currently open. For further details about our courses, please visit our website www.eccu.edu. Our speaker for today's session, George Dobrea. George is the co-founder and CEO of XEDUCO Institute, is a renowned cybersecurity expert and a highly respected technical instructor. With over 35 years of experience, he has delivered consulting services and training programs to military, commercial, and public organizations in more than 30 plus countries. Without any further delay, I would hand over the session to you, George.
Thank you very much for your introduction, Shilpa, and thank you very much for the invitation to deliver this session. Thank you all of you for joining us. So basically, I'm doing a lot of activity in the education field. I'm training cybersecurity teams in many organizations around the world for military, commercial, public, or commercial organizations. So I'm preparing the guys in the blue team, the defenders. I'm preparing the offensive team, the red team, penetration testers and ethical hackers. I'm preparing chief information security officers. And one of my favorite jobs, it's that one to prepare cyber threat intelligence analysts. I just finished yesterday a training for a rocking team of threat intelligence investigators from UK. Hopefully, the topics we're going to discuss today will be interesting for all of you. But let's start the conversation. So threat intelligence, it's a term coming from military and military terms and concepts. So basically, it's that activity, that collection of activity to understand the adversary, to help anticipate future, and to mitigate, plan a response. And it's applying to any type of investigation when collecting information about the adversary. So basically, the top objective of the threat intelligence is that one to convert unknowns in known knowns. But we have actually to translate this in the security field. So you are familiar probably with general cybersecurity practices to protect organization systems, networks, and so on. So the approach in cybersecurity practices is mostly reactive. But comparing with this, threat intelligence, it's something which is actually changing the approach. It's more proactive to anticipate threats before they occur. So, and this activity, including data gathering, data analysis, monitoring, and information sharing, it's helping all cybersecurity teams in an organization. We should make a difference as well between two similar categories of activities: cyber threat intelligence, or CTI, and threat hunting, because many people are a bit confused. They do believe it's the same, but actually there are some differences. Even there are very, very good connections between two categories of activities. So basically, cyber threat intelligence is a process of collecting, analyzing, and disseminating information about current and emergent threats. Could be reactive and proactive. mostly proactive, collecting information from various data sources like open source intelligence, dark web, industry reports. Most of the sources are external sources for our organization. And comparing to this, threat hunting, it's searching for threats and adversary already present in organization environment. So not looking outside, it's actually benefiting from the information provided by the cyber threat intelligence for the threat hunting activity. But threat hunting is looking for especially for inside internal environment, to uncover the existing threats that could evade detection. And it's looking on internal services, especially like logs, telemetry data, SIEM alerts, and even the tools used by the cyber threat intelligence and threat hunting are a bit different, yeah? Because look, cyber threat intelligence, CTI, it's using different threat intelligence platforms. We're going to discuss a bit about those platforms. Using some frameworks, using some standardized formats to exchange information between different platforms and different applications. It's relying on open source intelligence tools. Instead, threat hunting, it's focusing especially on internal platform and tools like SIEM platform, yeah, security information and event management tools, endpoint detection tools integrated with the cloud, behavior analysis, forensic tools, everything related to the internal environment. And we'll have an example here. Cyber threat intelligence means monitoring an advanced and persistent threat campaign targeting a particular sector, our organization maybe, and generating reports associated to particular type of attacks and criminal groups. Threat hunting, example of their activity, it's investigate a suspicious network traffic, identifying undetected malware on endpoints in the internal environment. But there is a very, very tight connection between CTI activity and threat hunting. Actually, CTI, it's helping threat hunting a lot. If we're talking about the types of threat intelligence, we can identify 4 different types of threat intelligence. And we should start from the top. Strategic threat intelligence is that category of information, intelligence information, who is consumed by the top executives in a company, the management, because they should be informed, definitely. They are taking the strategic decisions, including cybersecurity. In a situation of a ransomware attack, for example, who is taking the decision, an informed decision we're expecting, yeah, to pay or not to pay, which strategy we should adopt. So it's the top management, it's their job, they should be informed. So cyber threat intelligence, it's providing them reports, information about the strategic level of cyber attacks, yeah. Tactical information, we are talking about the tactics, techniques, and procedures used by the attackers and their tools. And this information is very useful to sysadmin, SOC managers, architects to plan their activity. We have, those are actually this category of cyber threat intelligence, we're calling this long-term use, yeah, strategic and tactical threat intelligence. On the other hand, we have short-term use threat intelligence, details on specific incoming attacks, for example, which is very useful for defenders, defense professional to the blue team, operational threat intelligence, yeah. And we have as well technical threat intelligence. We are manipulating, we're working with indicators of compromise. You are familiar probably with this term. It's technical information related to the techniques of the attack of the attackers, of the bad guys. Yeah. So the activity of CTI is distributed. I mean, should provide valuable and actionable information to all those categories, yeah, distributed, split in all those categories of this information, yeah, valuable information for anyone in the organization. But of course, when you are planning to start the activity of cyber threat intelligence, you cannot go directly to provide strategic reports, for example, or even tactical report. You are starting, there is a maturity level. You are starting the cyber threat activity in your organization, allocating resources, building a team. And first of all, you are consuming threat intelligence information like basic information, indicators of compromise, using information collected from a SIEM platform, for example. And after that, you are increasing the capabilities, CTI capabilities. For example, generating actionable TI, going actually to automate some threat intelligence tasks. Maturity level 2. Maturity level 3, it's establishing a program, a full program in place. Processes, workflows, generating strategic and tactical threat intelligence. You are generating such information. And you are using TI, threat intelligence to support incident response activities. So the benefits for your organization, it's increasing. And the last level, the more mature level, when you have a well-defined CTI program, it's actually is generating and consuming as well strategic and tactical threat intelligence. You're connected to different platforms, you're exchanging information, you're part of a community. Your organization or CIT members are part of communities, and they're sharing, they're consuming, and they're sharing information about threat intelligence. Yeah, they are very efficient in proactive threat hunting, but this is not happening overnight. To be honest, for the companies I was helping them at the national level or different commercial organizations, public organizations, to build a CTI team, so you can reach the maturity level 4 in no less than 2 or 3 years. So investing a lot in preparing people, providing them knowledge, training, access to the platforms, and so on. So it's not something, again, coming overnight, the maturity level 4 in cyber threat intelligence. But everything has a start, right? We should analyze now the cyber threat intelligence life cycles. Yeah, there are multiple stages. First of all, you have to establish a direction for your cyber threat intelligence activities. You should establish some objectives to answer some key questions. And after that, you start collection. The next stage is starting collection. Once the team is working, it's effective. So you're collecting information from internal sources, external sources, human sources, including dark web, social media, forums, threat feeds, vulnerability databases, and so on. You are actually normalizing that information. You are processing that information. You are doing analysis using very efficient tools and platform for data analysis. And after that, it's that stage of dissemination. I mean, you are providing information to all teams in your organization, even external teams, your partner, your business partners, providing them information about about threat intelligence, about the threats, about the processes, about the techniques used by the attackers. This could be useful for incident response team, security operations SOC team, vulnerability management, risk analysis, fraud management, security leadership, and we can add even the top management of the organization. They can take advantage of the output dissemination of threat intelligence information. So to be honest, if you are a member of an incident response team, for example, your main job is that one to solve incidents. You don't have time to search for in the external sources for the history of the latest attack, or to see what is coming, what kind of new threats and new attacks are happening in the world. It's not your main job. But for you, for your activity, that could be very nice to have such information provided by someone else, who the members of threat intelligence team. Make sense? I think so. Yeah. Okay. So if you are looking if you're looking to see a better relationship, the tight relationship between the threat intelligence team and some other teams providing activity in security capabilities in the organization, you can see the connection between monitoring and detection, incident response team, vulnerability management, operational, and most of those connections are bidirectional. I mean, actually, you are collecting information from those teams, and as well, you are providing them insightful outputs, reports, threat intelligence in different formats. So, and what is very important maybe to highlight, there is a stage of feedback. Yeah, the stage of feedback. Yeah, going back to the previous representation. So you are expecting a feedback from different team. Is the information it was useful? If they're looking for something else, and so on. Yeah. Okay. Good. But what kind of information may be the most useful for different people in your organization? I think very quickly to analyze this topic, because threat intelligence is providing top-level information like contextualized information. I mean, information about the attack, but in the geopolitical, economical manner. Yeah, analyzing the context, the global context. Yeah, the economical context, the geopolitical context of the attacks, because it's a connection. Yeah, some you know the attackers are. Especially in the situation when we're talking about nation-state sponsored groups, yeah, we have to understand the reason why they are attacking different organizations which are part of the supply chain. Apparently, there is no reason for a nation-state sponsored group to attack a very small organization, but that small organization, it's part of the it's part of the supply chain, and targeting actually just a link in this big chain could compromise the big fishes, yeah, the critical services in a country, for example. So this contextualized information, it's in the top of information valuable provided by CTI, and you can see this is very valuable for the security operations. Because they can make some correlations, and especially for executive leadership. For the incident response, probably all information about the threats, upcoming attack could be useful, raw data. Yeah, of course, processed intelligence is number 2 for them. And for the executive leadership, you can see processed intelligence and contextualized information are actually top benefits of threat intelligence sharing. Yeah. Regarding the sources, yeah, you can see again we are collecting information from various sources, internal sources or external sources. Yeah. Even dark web, government intelligence, cybersecurity discussion forums, some vendors and some partners in your industry. Sharing actually, and a very important source of information is open source intelligence, open source platforms. What kind of information we are looking for? We are including the information collected from various sources, especially in this category of indicators of compromise, IOCs. Yeah, IOCs, indicators of compromise, and we have different types. We're organizing that in pyramid based on their importance, yeah, for the threat intelligence investigation. So we have some basic values, ephemeral values like hash values, IP addresses, and domain names associated to a particular attack, like, for example, a particular malware or particular attack group. And the most important capability of cyber threat intelligence, it could go to identify the tools, behavior, and the full landscape of TTPs. Yeah, means tactics, techniques, and procedures. So we have a pyramid of complexity. Regarding the tools we are using, I told you we are using a lot of open source intelligence tools. Maybe you're familiar with this repository, OSINT framework. If you're going to click on a particular topic like cyber threat intelligence, you can see the links to different platforms and tools, very popular ones, which are open source, so you don't have to pay for a subscription. You can create an account in most of the situations, and you have access to the information shared by those external sources. And as well, you should subscribe, maybe, and we are respecting this if you're a professional organization, to subscribe, to create a subscription to CTI commercial platforms. And you can see some popular commercial platforms. They're doing a great job, a fantastic job, helping all organizations to learn about the upcoming threats, about the behavior of the attackers. And probably you're familiar with some of them. Maybe you are using internally in your organization some of those resources. Regarding the format, we are exchanging information when collecting information from various sources, and as well after processing, disseminating this information, we have different formats of sharing threat intelligence. You can see reports, even PDF reports going to the top management in the organization and so on, sharing on different directly on this platform, text-based format. But in a lot of situations, we are sharing information using some particular format of information exchange. And we have some dedicated platforms, dedicated applications, and dedicated protocols to use this. One of the most popular is this one, sticks format. So if I'm connecting using my platform, or could be an internal platform, to an external platform, I'm expecting to exchange information about the threat in a particular format. That could be this one, sticks, which is including different descriptors to, as you can see in this picture in the left side, to describe an attack. Yeah. And that could be even a graphical representation using those objects of the attack components. And after that, you can save this in a format that could be JSON, that could be JSON format, that could be Python format, automatically translated. And this format could be, but using the stick syntax. And this information could be, after being deserialized, could be exchanged with some other platforms like OpenIOC, some other different formats for exchanging information. TAXI, it's an application layer protocol, and even it's providing an infrastructure to share this information. Yeah, we have TAXI clients, TAXI servers, and so on. We're using some very popular models in analyzing threat intelligence information. Maybe some of you are familiar with this one, cyber kill chain methodology, because it's a very popular one. So in order to better understand the tactics, techniques, and procedure of the attackers, we're decomposing an attack in 7 stages. Reconnaissance, yeah, gather data on the target to understand their weaknesses. Weaponization, identifying, creating a payload that could be, I don't know, a malicious PDF file or a malicious script, sending it to the victim, delivery, using email, USB sticks, and so. Next is the phase of exploitation, executing code on the victim system, installing malware, the next stage of the attacker, because this script is calling malware, and the malware is establishing a connection to the command and control server operated by the attacker, and it's receiving instructions, doing actions and objective. Action and objective could be collecting sensitive information, generating damage by encrypting the data, or even lateral movement, identifying some other vulnerable hosts and affecting them. So it's very popular, this model created by Lockheed Martin a few years ago. So it's applying on so many attack scenarios. I have a nice scenario here, even for disinformation kill chain, because one of the major threats our organizations are facing nowadays is disinformation. Yeah, disinformation, manipulation, influence. Even, I don't know, at a national level, trying to manipulate elections, so compromise the election process. So disinformation, it's a particular attack technique. So scenario, I would say, and actually it's could be decomposed in 7 steps associated to kill chain. Yeah, why am I calling this kill chain? Because it's possible to block the attack at every of the single stages, because it's a serial connection between the stages. If you are blocking a particular stage, the attack, so attack is not going anymore. But the most important thing is to be able to move to the left. I mean, to identify, to recognize an attack and to stop them at the early stage. Another very popular model, it's diamond model. Yeah, diamond model. Yeah, they are 4 corners: adversary, victim, capability, and this connection. When analyzing this connection, we have the capability and infrastructure as well. This is another connection. Just example how this model could apply. Doing some investigation, the analyst identifying a hash file on the victim machine. So this is belonging to, it's associated to particular malware. So we understand the capability of the attacker. So malware contains, if doing some malware analysis, disassembling, it's including, we are revealing information about this domain, and this domain is resolved to a particular IP address, and a particular IP address is registered by a particular adversary. Of course, it's a simplistic model, but it's helping us to understand how this diamond model could be useful in such analysis. So probably one of the best models and frameworks to provide cyber threat intelligence and to analyze the attacks is this platform, MITRE ATT&CK. Maybe I'm expecting many of you familiar with this platform. Maybe, yeah. Are you familiar with this? Because we can. I think I have this this open somewhere on my my screen. Yeah, it's this live interface. So we have 14 tactics, including reconnaissance, research development, initial access, and for each of those tactics, we are identifying some techniques and sub-techniques. And it's very interactive because you can click every single link here. It's associated to a technique or a tactic. Has a code, and if you're clicking, if you're clicking on each of them, you'll be redirected to find more information, how to detect, mitigations, procedures, examples, and so on. And you can find more information about the groups. Yeah. The groups, attack groups, for example, APT, you know, APT 28, APT 21, very active groups. You can see here the associated description of this group, who is behind, which techniques they are using. Very interactive this, and you have the opportunity even to view on another platform, which is MITRE ATT&CK on GitHub, the navigator representation, and this is providing even better interaction, representing the attack techniques in different codes. So I do prefer this one when analyzing actually an attack scenario. Okay, it's fantastic, this platform. It's helping you a lot to understand how the attacks, to learn about the latest attacks and so on. Okay, I'm really inviting you to become familiar with this. And we have a new one now, which is about MITRE Atlas. That one, it's Attack MITRE. This is MITRE Atlas. This is for threats related to artificial intelligence, because we are really concerned about the threats related to artificial intelligence, tools. And you have here, I think I do have this open as well. You can see here in an interactive mode the techniques and procedures used by the threat actors using generative AI and large language model in order to compromise actually the information, to compromise the platform, the algorithms, and to do injections or different type of attack in order to compromise the results, to compromise the usage, and to compromise the data which is actually vehiculated, and to compromise the answers of such AI-based platform, generative AI platform. I'm highly inviting you to read. It's quite interesting because you have even some case studies here, real case studies, and we do learn a lot if we are analyzing those case studies. Yeah, for example, this one, some of them are really recent. Yeah, analyzing a full case study, how it was happening, an attack against an AI platform. Yeah, very useful. Okay, so let's go further. Yeah, yeah, we did mention. Let's go on full screen. We did mention the usage of AI platforms to generate for nefarious usage of AI. But our next conversation, it's how to use AI platform, especially generative AI, in order to improve the activity of cyber threat intelligence and threat hunting in your activity and in your organization. So we have 4 major categories where cyber threat intelligence is taking advantages by using the generative AI platform. So intelligence ingestion, data collection, data validation, data categorization, collaborative analysis with some other teams, real-time collaboration with some other teams, visualizing the threat landscape with AI, automated mitigation. Yeah, and this is a very interesting topic. I'll tell you a bit more about this, because we want not only to retrieve information about the threats in your organization, improving the process of collection processes and so, but we want to automate. I mean to be provided automated mitigation, and this, if possible, could be conducted in autonomous mode. Yeah, this is something that it's helping a lot us to be more efficient in our job. So I mean, if you are looking at the philosophy of this process, how threat intelligence, so how generative AI could power threat intelligence, in a traditional approach, rule-based approach. So if you're analyzing a threat, maybe you are detecting an alert system and you want to do more investigation, you have a set of rules, yeah, and there is a classification engine predefined with procedures and so, and you do have some predefined remediation tasks. Something is happening, you are providing that remediation. This is the traditional mechanism. Generative AI could help you in predictive analysis. You don't have to build previously the rules, right? The rules are for remediation, for example. To analysis and remediations are providing dynamically based on the contextual information. So it's a predictive analysis and custom remediation task. This is actually the main advantage, yeah, and it's helping us to improve the activity of threat intelligence and mitigation of the cybersecurity incidents. And I have somewhere here, just very quickly, in 1 minute to show you a real scenario related to this. There is a malware as a root, and the CTI team was revealing that it was announced by the client. CTI team identify a potential threat. This is a scenario, practical scenario in the client's environment. And what it was revealed that it was a data leakage situation when the credentials of top users in the organization were sold in dark market. And the CTI team, it was actually detecting this, and after that, it's collaborating with some other SOC teams, level 1 and SOC people, level 1 and level 2, and with a threat hunting team. It's a quite interesting scenario, and very helpful to understand the philosophy of CTI. Look, CTI team learned that an actor was offering for sale the stolen credential of high-profile employees from multiple organizations. This is actually the situation. They did some investigation, and the investigation, it was revealing the capabilities of Azure root. So the malware, this malware, it was stealing the credentials of the people in your organization. And those are the techniques, doing some investigation, those are the techniques of Azure root. You can see I'm going further, and after that CTI response, it was connecting to level 1 SOC team, and after that the level 1 it was doing some investigation, and after that escalating to level 2. It was escalated the situation to understand better the mitigation and the behavior, to identify the behavior, to forensic analysis team. And this is the final picture of correlation and the full picture, to have the full picture of investigation of this incident, and how CTI team is working with some other guys in organization. So it's actually working CTI, it's escalation, doing some preliminary investigation, and after that escalation, the information about this incident to level 2. Level 2 is delegating for investigation to level 1 analyst. Threat hunting gets involved using Yara rules. I'll tell you a bit more about this. And after that, escalating to digital forensic and incident response. And after that, it's a mitigation at the customer level. They should actually reset their passwords and enforcing multiple factor authentication. I think this scenario, it's relevant enough. Talking about this actually correlation between CTI activities and some of the teams involved in the organization. And if you want to see how, for example, how generative AI could help us to improve our activity, I'm going to, I think I have a ChatGPT open here. I'm going to ask ChatGPT to help us, because we're talking about the AI role, I'm going to ChatGPT. I need information about Azure root malware. Okay. Look, I say, which one you prefer? Okay. And I'll be provided some information about this, and okay, I can insist. Please provide Yara rules for Azure root. For Azure root. Azure root. Sorry for typo. Okay. and I provide them. I can pass this information, the YARA rules, which is a format of exchanging information regarding the threats. It's a format which is very popular in threat hunting. Okay. And I'm providing all details. I don't have to search much, yeah. And finally, I can ask ChatGPT, okay, how to mitigate Azure Rules Manual. Okay, and here I'm providing the guidance. So this could be implemented by the blue team guys. Look, I'm providing all information, how to respond, to do credential reset, clean up and recovery, user awareness, and so on. Tools and resources I can use, and so. So I think it's relevant enough. But yeah, I can even automate the response, collecting information from various sources, and yeah. Generative AI could actually provide information from various sources, and after that is even automating. So I have another screenshot from Copilot, Microsoft Copilot for security, which is a very popular tool. But the goal is to automate everything. You can see we have AI application, the symbol of brain, and automation. So integrating threat intelligence with SOC, but using AI platform, that could be a very important goal. Yeah, we are able to automate the rule to provide protection after identifying a threat. So that could be fantastic to initiate some automated rules based on some procedures in order to do mitigation. Yeah, and we have an example here about this. But the next step, to be honest, we should not stop there. You heard about agentic AI. We started to talk about agentic AI just a few months ago. Yeah, and this is the next level, I would say. Some companies, security companies, they started to implement agentic AI in their tools. Yeah, generative AI. It's creating the content based on the goals set by the CTI investigators. It's human oversight is necessary. Even provided automation, we have to build the rules. We have the generative AI to build the rules, to approve the rules. So the human contribution is expected. By agentic AI has a level of autonomy. So it's decision making. I mean, in a CTI context, threat intelligence platform could do investigation about the attacks to identify IOCs, TTPs associated to some attacks, and after that could automatically build and implement the rules to do mitigation. So autonomous system. This is the next step to autonomous CTI. But I think we still have to wait a bit more until the systems will be effective and available. Okay, I think we had the opportunity to discuss the main aspects related to the modern threat intelligence approach. What I do recommend you at the end of my presentation is to attend this training. It's a fantastic training of EC Council. We are discussing in detail about this topic. We are practicing a lot of exercises. I'm highly recommending you to attend if you are more interested in those topics of threat intelligence, to attend very soon this training and to get certified, because it's a certification flow. Okay, so thank you very much for attending this presentation, and now I think we have some time for questions, right? Hilpa, the mic is yours.
Thank you, George, for delivering such an informative session, and our attendees share the same sentiments. If you're interested to learn more about our program, do let us know in the poll that's going to be conducted now. If you would like to learn more, please select yes, and we will schedule a call to provide you with more information. So, George, shall we start with the Q&A?
Oh, yes, we are ready.
Okay. So, our first question to you is, what role does threat intelligence play in preventing zero-day attacks?
Well, it's quite interesting question because yeah, we are afraid a lot on zero-day attacks because we don't have actually remediation. And what is very important, the speed of assessing the threat and to deploy a patch for this. How long we do have? Well, typically, the latest reports are showing that we have just 5 days until a zero-day threat is disclosed, until the attackers are building their own tools to exploit actually the vulnerabilities associated to that threat. So we are expecting our teams in our organization to initiate very quickly a mitigation procedure. So you have no more than 5 days in average, yeah, to do this. Traditional approach is not helping, which is mostly reactive, is not helping too much. So you are expecting threat intelligence to help the organization to deploy very quickly a mitigation strategy to speed up the process of protection. Yeah. And this is a very important role. And especially if you're using automated tools, maybe based on AI, the speed of mitigation could be improved very quickly.
Thank you, George, for answering that question. Our second question to you is, can you discuss any recent case studies where threat intelligence successfully mitigated a large-scale attack?
Oh yes, we have actually a lot of situations. If you are visiting, my suggestion is, because there are so many situations where threat intelligence it was helping. So my recommendation is go to MITRE ATT&CK platform and read some case study there. Go to visit the MITRE Atlas platform to learn about the attacks against AI platforms, and being connected to some platforms. This is my recommendation, to be connected to some platforms. Even open source intelligence platforms are very useful to make us to stay informed and to learn about the upcoming attacks. There are different sites, there are different blogs where the information about the attacks is shared. And this is very helpful for us to build our organization defense strategy.
Thank you, George, for answering that question. Our next question to you is, decoding methods can play a crucial role in evaluating threats. Hopefully, this session will address about most AI basic methods. So, can you please elaborate on that?
Most popular AI platform. Not sure if I understood. Yeah, actually, if you could repeat, yeah, I'll be very happy. Thanks.
Yeah, the candidate is asking, like, decoding methods can play a crucial role in evaluating threats. So hopefully this session will address, like you have already addressed about it. So he wants to know briefly about that.
It's
Or else should we go to the next?
about decoding,
Yeah.
Decoding what? Decoding?
Methods.
Decoding methods. Oh, yes, because I think we did cover this, yeah. For example, techniques like cyber kill chain, diamond model, and the MITRE framework are the most useful, yeah, techniques of decoding actually the information about the attacks. Yeah, I think we did touch this. Yeah, we did cover in our presentation those topics, but very briefly, yeah, because we should have more time, yeah, to discuss more.
Thank you, George, for answering that question. Our next question to you is, what are the most prevalent cyber threats faced by organizations today?
The cyber tests, right? CTI tests.
Cyber threats.
Oh, cyber threats. Yeah, you are saying cyber threats?
Yes, cyber threats.
Oh, okay. Look, I think that would be easier for me to open very briefly to show you a picture that I collected from the World Economic Forum report. Yeah, it was just one second, because that could be perfect to show you this. Yeah, it was this report, Global Cybersecurity Outlook report. It was published just a couple of days ago. Yeah, every single year they're publishing such report, and it's very insightful. Yeah, if you want to search, it's Global Cybersecurity Outlook report 2025. So what aspect of complexity present the greatest challenge of concerns for your organization? So it's about the threats. Yeah, vulnerabilities in complex supply chain, increasing sophistication of cybercrime, uncertainty arising from geopolitical tensions. Wow, it's one at the top, yeah. Rapid adoption of emerging technologies, right? Like you know, AI. We're talking about AI threats. We're talking about some threats related to encryption, yeah. And quantum cryptography, for example, it's posing the advance of quantum cryptography. It's posing so many threats related to the way we are now protecting our data encrypted. Cyber skills gap, it's another threat, big threat. Expanding regulatory requirements with the insufficient harmonization, and for organizations, especially those ones involved in manufacturing, the ITO, operational technology convergence. And what cybersecurity vulnerabilities are predicted the most prominent vulnerabilities predicted by professionals. AI machine learning technologies, so the attacks against, this is the major concern. Look, and we're expecting more and more threats related to this. So yeah, it's huge number of professionals, security professionals are concerned about this. Convergence of IT operational technology, cloud technology, quantum technologies, yeah, a threat as well, decentralized, satellite, and so on. And I think presenting you those two pictures, it's actually answering the question about the major threats we are seeing now. So we have to adjust our techniques in order to be able to protect against and to do mitigation, and CTI could, right? Okay, I think I did answer the question.
Thank you, George, for answering that question so briefly. We have a lot of questions, like we have received a lot of questions, but due to time frame, we'll take last two questions for the day. So our next question to you is, should CTI have a role in supply chain and third-party risk management?
Oh, definitely. It's a very tight connection. It's helping, as I told you during my presentation. So it's a very tight connection between CTI helping some other different teams. It's helping the incident response team. It's helping the risk management team. Yeah, it's helping the SOC team. It's helping the digital forensic investigators. It's helping a lot to do their job. Yeah, I think in my presentation we had an opportunity to. I had the opportunity to present that scenario, how actually threat intelligence could help some other teams in your organization. I think that scenario, it was relevant enough.
Thank you, George, for answering that question. Our last question to you is, how will AI help in the defense against complex and well orchestrated attacks?
Well, I would like I would like to identify an easy answer to this question, because I was able to provide you just in a few minutes some ideas how AI could actually help in identifying the threats of an organization and providing even some actionable threat intelligence, actionable mitigation techniques. So the AI platforms are becoming more and more sophisticated and more helpful. For example, I just told you about Copilot, Microsoft Copilot for security, but there are so many platforms integrated. You are familiar with different platforms probably. Some of them are commercial platforms, some of them open platform, open source intelligence tools, and they are doing a fantastic job. They are actually increasing the complexity of the features and the benefits they are offering to cyber threat intelligence, including AI tools. So even we just started to talk about agentic AI, providing autonomy of CTI activities and mitigation in our organization. You've seen the platforms. Most of the platforms are saying we are including artificial intelligence tools, and we are including as well the advantage of integration of AI tools. And we're not talking just about a CTI user, it's typing as I did. It's asking ChatGPT how to do mitigation for a threat and how to collect IOCs. So the AI, it's integrated in a lot of platforms. They do have APIs, the sophisticated platforms. Yeah, the knowledge base, it's actually increasing, and we are expecting actually the value provided by integration of AI and CTI to be more and more beneficial.
Thank you again to our wonderful speaker, George, for answering those questions and for the great presentation and knowledge shared with our global audiences. It was a pleasure to have you with us, and we are looking for more and more sessions with you. Before we conclude the webinar, George, would you like to give a small message to our audience?
I think my message is, if you want to do performance, to be very skilled in your career in cybersecurity, so you should not avoid to be familiar with cyber threat intelligence related knowledge. So my advice is to start to learn, to study, and to improve your skills in this area of activity.
Thank you, George, for your message to our audience.